You don't wake up one day with scoliosis pain. It builds quietly, through habits so normal you stop noticing them. And most people focus on the curve, when the real damage happens in everything around it. This countdown isn't about treatment. It's about the small, overlooked things that quietly decide whether scoliosis tightens its grip or slowly loosens it. Stay with this, because the last one isn't physical at all. Number 9. Why avoiding movement makes scoliosis worse. Most people believe scoliosis pain comes from movement, so they protect themselves by moving less. But long-term observation shows the opposite pattern. People with scoliosis who reduce daily movement don't stabilize. They stiffen. When your spine already moves asymmetrically, removing motion doesn't create safety. It removes circulation, adaptability, and neurological input. The spine isn't just a structure, it's a communication system. Gentle, regular movement tells your nervous system that your body is still safe to inhabit. The simple takeaway isn't exercise, it's permission. Short walks, changing positions often, letting your spine experience motion without bracing against it. Because the problem isn't that you move too much, it's that you've trained your body to fear moving at all, and that fear shows up everywhere else. Number 8. The posture mistake. Almost everyone makes. Most people think posture is something you hold. They sit up straight, brace their shoulders, lock themselves into alignment, and then wonder why it hurts more. Rigid posture increases spinal compression, especially in an already curved spine. What scoliosis responds to isn't stiffness, it's responsiveness. Good posture isn't frozen, it's dynamic. Your spine needs micro-adjustments throughout the day, tiny shifts that distribute load instead of stacking it. The simplest daily habit is awareness, not correction. Notice when you've been still too long. Let yourself soften. Let posture change instead of forcing it to behave. Because posture isn't about looking straight, it's about staying adaptable. And adaptability is where relief begins. Number 7. Stretching the wrong side of your body. Most people stretch where it hurts, but pain isn't always where tension lives. With scoliosis, tightness often hides on the opposite side of the curve, or above it, or below it. The body compensates silently. Research into muscle imbalance consistently shows this pattern. The muscles working the hardest are rarely the ones screaming. The daily habit isn't aggressive stretching, it's curiosity. Noticing which side feels guarded, which side avoids load, which side never quite relaxes. Gentle lengthening in those ignored areas changes how the curve behaves under pressure. Because scoliosis isn't one tight spot, it's a system out of balance. And systems respond best when you stop chasing symptoms and start listening for patterns. Number 6. How uneven breathing affects your spine. Most people breathe shallowly without realizing it, especially when pain becomes familiar. With scoliosis, rib movement often becomes uneven. One side expands freely, the other barely moves. Over time, the nervous system adapts to this imbalance, and tension becomes the default. Breathing isn't just about oxygen, it's mechanical input for the spine. Slow, intentional breathing encourages rib mobility. It reduces protective muscle guarding. It signals safety. The takeaway isn't technique, it's consistency. A few quiet moments each day, breathing without trying to fix anything, letting the ribs move as they can. Because when breathing changes, the spine often follows. Number 5. Stop trying to correct your body. Most people with scoliosis try to correct their body. They chase symmetry. They measure progress by how straight they look. But the body doesn't prioritize straightness. It prioritizes efficiency. Long-term outcomes improve when people stop fighting their structure and start supporting function. Your spine isn't failing because it's curved. It struggles when muscles around it stop cooperating. The habit that helps most is coordination. Letting your hips, ribs, and shoulders share the load, allowing movement to be distributed, not localized. This isn't acceptance as resignation, it's acceptance as strategy. Because when you stop fighting your body, it stops fighting back. Number 4. The fatigue factor. No one talks about. Most people underestimate fatigue. They assume pain means damage, but often it means exhaustion. Scoliosis forces certain muscles to work harder all day, every day, even when you're resting. Over time, fatigue creates tension. Tension creates discomfort, and discomfort becomes pain. The daily habit that helps most is pacing, breaking tasks into smaller pieces, taking pauses before pain appears, not after. This isn't weakness, it's load management. And managing load is how you protect a spine that already works over time. Number 3. Waiting for pain is the real mistake. Most people wait for pain to decide how they treat their body. Pain becomes the signal. Pain becomes the rule. But pain is a late message. By the time it shows up, the system has already been under strain for hours. High-retention studies on chronic conditions show better outcomes when people act earlier, when they respond to stiffness, heaviness, or asymmetry instead of waiting for discomfort. The habit is checking in, asking, how does my body feel right now? Not in alarm, just in awareness, because when you catch tension early, you don't need to fight it later. Number 2. The identity trap of scoliosis. Most people think scoliosis is something that happens to them, a diagnosis, a condition, a limitation. Over time, this identity quietly shapes behavior. You move less, expect less, protect more than necessary. But identity influences the nervous system, and the nervous system influences pain. People who see themselves as fragile move cautiously. Their bodies respond by tightening. The habit that changes this is reframing. You're not broken, you're adapting. Every day, your body finds ways to keep you upright, functional, and moving. When that becomes the story you tell yourself, movement feels safer. And when movement feels safer, pain often softens. Number 1. Your relationship with your body. Most people with scoliosis spend years waiting for the pain to stop, waiting for the right solution, waiting for permission to feel okay in their body. But the biggest shift isn't physical, it's relational. How you relate to your body determines how it responds to you. When you approach it with fear, it guards itself. When you approach it with attention, it adapts. Scoliosis doesn't define you, but how you respond to it shapes your future comfort. The people who do best aren't the ones who fix everything. They're the ones who stay engaged, curious, and consistent. Not every day feels better, but every day can feel informed, and that's what changes the long arc. If you're still dealing with unanswered questions about your spine, you don't have to figure it out alone. You can get a free second opinion by calling the number shown on screen, or learn more by visiting the website displayed here. Sometimes the most important step is simply getting clarity on what's really going on.